right before the video starts, I want to thank you guys so much for the support of the previous video for part 1. I asked for over 300 likes, and you guys have gotten over 1,300 likes. That is astronomically high, and I want to thank you all. I also want to thank you guys for 23,000 subscribers. You guys are the best. We are nearly at 25,000, which is the halfway point to 50,000. So if you guys keep on subscribing, sharing with your friends, and make sure to watch this video all the way through the end, it helps me out more than you guys could imagine. Thank you all so much, and I hope you enjoy the video. After Trunks has just explained the whole fiasco with the timeline and etc. to Goku, and also giving Goku the heart medicine, a lot of fans have been asking, well, Goku has permanently stuck in Super Saiyan. That's pretty cool. But what about Chi-Chi, Goku's wife? And we know that Chi-Chi is not the biggest fan of Super Saiyan, and she absolutely despises it, calling them delinquents, having yellow hair. She cried when she saw Gohan having Super Saiyan when they were learning to master the transformation. Well, it was not very good for Goku. No matter what Goku did, he could not turn back into base form. Chi-Chi even tried cutting his hair, which Goku wouldn't allow it, and she even tried dyeing his hair black to see if it could look similar to her Goku, but it doesn't. She even tried getting contacts, which we know how that goes. It was very hard for Goku to try and process it. Chi-Chi even threatened to kick him out of the house and not even cook for him no more if you can't figure out how to turn off this Super Saiyan delinquent, the super delinquent form. But throughout time, Chi-Chi just learned to accept it, as she understands that it's not Goku's real fault. He genuinely just can't turn out of it. He doesn't know what to do. So she just has to live with it for now. But she tells him no more weird transformation delinquent things. We all know how that goes. Now, during the next 3 years, Goku would still train with Gohan and Piccolo, and they would spend the next 3 years training and growing stronger. Now that Goku is stuck in Super Saiyan, we're not going to go over power levels because they're redundant. Power scaling is a better term. But now that Goku is stuck in Super Saiyan, he's constantly at his busted power level, so he's not at his base power level, he's 50 times stronger. Goku by this point has already mastered Super Saiyan, so by this point, he is a little bit stronger as well, and he has full mastery and emotional control over the form. So Goku's having no problems with it. He's acting very natural. Now, as for Piccolo and Gohan, they're actually going to be a lot stronger because the fact that Goku's pushing them even further. When you train against a stronger opponent, you're going to get stronger. So Piccolo's actually gotten decently stronger, and Gohan's gotten a lot stronger as well, having a much stronger father to teach him. Now, as the 3 years would pass, the rest of the Z Fighters were doing their own training. Vegeta, as we know, he went out into space, so he can go find his own power, and of course, we know he unlocks Super Saiyan on his own. Now, just to clarify one question, Goku will be the only one that has this permanent transformation. No one else will, just to clarify. Because if they did, then that'll just be what if permanent transformations were permanent. As the 3 years would then pass, they would still meet on the same day and time, meeting right outside the city. As now the androids, at the exact time that Trunks said so, they did attack. Now, these androids looked a little different from the ones from Trunks' timeline. One looked like an old man, and one looked like a white little teapot, or a garbage disposal. There was Android 19, and it was Dr. Gero. Now, Yamcha was already attacked by one of them, but luckily he was saved. Now, they would then take them away towards the Rocky Wasteland area so they don't harm anybody while they fight. Now, Goku was starting to experience symptoms of the heart virus. Now, some people asked, will the Super Saiyan form push the heart virus even further? No, since Super Saiyan is his natural state pretty much, being in it doesn't strain him at all, so it's not going to really damage or cause the heart virus to speed up its process of attacking him. Now, Goku would still fight Android 19, and he would easily overpower the android, but the symptoms of the heart virus was taking over, and Goku would have to lead the fight. Now, this is when Vegeta would come in and save Goku. Now, Vegeta would then showcase Super Saiyan and easily destroy Android 19 with absolute ease. Now, Dr. Gero would be able to escape after having a brief skirmish with Piccolo. Now, with Piccolo being a lot stronger, he would actually be able to damage Dr. Gero a lot more, but with Dr. Gero being sneaky and they can't sense his energy, he would be able to escape just in the nick of time. Now, he would be able to make it back to his lab where he would activate Androids 17 and 18. Now, as we all know, the two androids would then turn on Dr. Gero, killing him and activating Android 16. Now, how strong are these versions of the androids? Well, realistically, their power is not going to be that much different. Now, we know that Dr. Gero and them, they were surprised to see Super Saiyan, as we know that the bug that was looking at spying on everybody and taking some DNA for Cell, that was basically ended around the Saiyan saga. Now, we know that for Frieza and everybody else, as for Cell, that was a bit later on. But since Frieza never really appeared, we don't need to go down that road. So that means that Cell will be a little bit weaker. But now, cutting forward, not wasting any time, we would then have Vegeta having his ultimate matchup against Android 18, giving her the toughest battle of all time, with Vegeta breaking both of his arms and being kicked to the floor with ease, losing to a woman like that, as Android 18 is the strongest female, and not to mention, they talk trash while beating him up. I guess Super Saiyan was not what he wanted, and they did him really dirty. But the androids here are not as evil as their original counterparts, so they would spare them and they would then go off on their own. Android 16 would not encounter them or fight them because of the fact that his main goal is to kill Goku, nothing else. He has no care, but he does enjoy nature. Now, Piccolo knows what he needs to do. As Piccolo is a lot stronger, he would then fly off to go meet up with Kami. Now, after meeting up with Kami, he would then fuse with him, becoming one again. Now, how strong is this version of Piccolo? Well, this version of Piccolo is actually decently stronger than Android 17, and we'll get into that in a minute. As Vegeta and Trunks were healed, they would then go into the hyperbolic time chamber while Goku was recovering still, as Goku was just starting to get on the later end of the heart virus for the next couple days. As Goku was moved to now Roshi's house on his island, where it's a safe place where the androids won't be at. Now, Piccolo would then meet the androids and tell them to go fight them. They would then go fight on the Rocky Island area, and this is where Piccolo would actually start overpowering Android 17 with relative ease, it seems. But the thing is that 17 was keeping up because of his stamina, and he has infinite energy. Now, Piccolo was able to overpower him, and he was planning on destroying Android 17, until Cell would then appear. As right before Cell would appear, Android 17 would survive by either 18 cutting in, or, again, Android 17 has the stamina, so Piccolo had to break him down first, but didn't work out. He didn't know about the stamina thing that the androids had. Now, Piccolo was a lot weakened and he was very tired after fighting Android 17, but he would actually be able to fight Cell pretty evenly for a little bit. Cell would not just completely obliterate Piccolo like how they did originally. And this is when Android 16 would then tag in as well, and Piccolo had no energy, so Piccolo backed out. As Android 16 was overpowering Cell, Cell would have to use his solar flare technique and trick everybody, also instigating Android 17, tricking him into coming after him, which he would then use the solar flare, blinding everybody, appearing behind them, and he would absorb Android 17. Now, in a semi-perfect Cell or second form Cell, he would easily outmaneuver Android 16, easily beating him down. As Piccolo has no other option but to get out of there as he's too tired, Tien would then distract Cell by using his Neo Tri-Beam. Now, this would then distract Cell for just a little bit, as Android 18 and 16 would be able to get away. Now, Cell would begin his looking for all of them, as he looks around all these islands, but he can't find them. As remember, he can't sense their energy, so they are hidden. Now, Bulma does have the remote made for Krillin to destroy them, but we all know what happens. Krillin doesn't do that. He spares their life because he needs a wife. I guess that kind of rhymed. Now, Vegeta and Trunks did leave the hyperbolic time chamber by this point, as they did their training. Now, Vegeta has always wondered why Kakarot is always stuck in that Super Saiyan form. Even when he's sick and dying in bed, he's still in it. Vegeta never understood it, but that doesn't matter. He's stronger than Kakarot now anyway. He doesn't care. As Trunks would then follow his father, as they would then find Cell. Now, we all know that Vegeta gets his time to shine, as Vegeta would then showcase Ascended Super Saiyan. Bulking up a little bit more in size, he would easily outmaneuver second form Cell and outperform him in almost every single statistic, as Vegeta here is easily outclassing him. Now, Cell here is becoming desperate because no matter what he's doing, he can't beat Vegeta. And Trunks is there too. He knows that Trunks is strong. Cell has an idea. He would then finally see Android 18 and 16, and he would then trick Vegeta by telling him that if only I had my perfect body, I would completely obliterate you. You would have no chance of beating me in my perfect form. And Vegeta made one of the dumbest decisions in the Cell arc. Vegeta would then allow Cell to absorb Android 18, and he would keep Trunks at bay. This would then make Cell become perfect. and we all know how this goes. Cell easily handled Vegeta, kicking him to the side, and Trunks had to sit there and wait until he was knocked out so Trunks can power up to his full strength. Trunks would then go Super Saiyan Grade 3, bulking up to a humongous size and basically looking like the Wish version of Broly. Now, he would battle Cell, and while his strength was incredible, his speed and stamina were laughable to Cell. Cell was just far too fast for him, and he was way too quick. Now, by this point, Cell would easily outmaneuver Trunks and defeat him, but he was interested in their growth with how they got that strong within a day or two. He would then give them all a couple of days, as he has an idea. This is when Cell would then broadcast himself, and Goku by this point has recovered from the heart virus. He's looking at the TV alongside with everybody else. Now, Goku's still in Super Saiyan. He hasn't dropped out. He's permanently stuck in it. Now, Goku would then see Cell, and he knows that he has zero chance of beating Cell as he is right now. As Cell would then announce the Cell game that within 10 to 11 days, he would then start the Cell games where the strongest fighters in the world can come battle him. Now, they would then all go up to the Kami's lookout, and they would then look to step in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku and Gohan would still put on the Saiyan armor to train. They would then step inside and begin their training. Now, Goku has already mastered Super Saiyan by this point, and he knows that there's a level beyond that, but he has to figure out how to reach it. Now, we know that with training, they can access it. Vegeta has proved this, and we're not talking about Universe 6, they're irrelevant. And Goku has proved it as well, because he was able to turn Super Saiyan 2 as well when he was in the other world. So with Vegeta as well, with hard work and training, he can unlock it too. Now, Goku would help Gohan unlock Super Saiyan and tell Gohan to stay in it until he's mastered it. So Gohan is very strong. Not to mention, he's constantly fighting a Goku that is much stronger as well. Goku by this point is pushing the realms of Super Saiyan 2, as this time I think they were staying there for the full year, as while Goku does feel a lot stronger, he basically wants to be sure that Cell is pretty much taken care of, and Goku wants to stay because he sees a new level of power. He's almost there, but he needs to be left there for a little bit longer. So they did leave a couple hours early. They could have gone back in there for another 3-4 months, but they didn't. Now, this would give Gohan more time to, I think, kind of get that jitters out of his body to where he was really afraid of Cell, and he was really afraid. He just didn't want to fight. He was too gentle-hearted. Now, Goku would try and push this past Gohan. I think Gohan will be a bit more understanding that Cell cannot be helped, and that he needs to be destroyed. Now, Goku has already tried going Grade 3. That doesn't change anything for him. And some people will ask, oh, if he goes Grade 3, will he be stuck in that form? No. Just because of the fact that Goku, Grade 3 is pretty much just Super Saiyan, you're just bulking up your muscles. So he's still in Super Saiyan. It's no different, just to remind you. Now, Goku by this point is starting to touch the realms of Super Saiyan 2. And I believe that within those few extra months, I think he's got it. And I think he would finally be able to turn Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. And it was near the last couple of weeks. Now, how do I think this is possible? Is because of the fact that Goku, number one, he's been in Super Saiyan for pretty much almost 4+ years. 4 to 5 years in total. And not to mention, too, he knows there's a level beyond that. He knows there's a way to ascend it. He just didn't have time to reach it for himself, but he saw it in Gohan, too. And I feel like when he even saw Gohan tap into Super Saiyan 2, he would train it for himself too. Now, he would also try to push Gohan to unlock Super Saiyan 2 by using rage and more attacks like that. And I don't think that he would be able to reach that yet, as Gohan needed something absolutely atrocious to turn Super Saiyan 2, which Goku can't do that. But Goku was able to unlock it on his own. Now, once when Goku does turn Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, he's stuck in that form. Now, as we know, Super Saiyan 2 is a very good transformation. Stamina-wise, it's a powerful form, no drawbacks. Now, this is Goku's first time using it, so a couple of weeks, he would stay in it, he would get used to the form, and with Gohan fighting a Super Saiyan 2 Goku, yeah, Gohan's really busted. I would say he's 2 to 3 times stronger than he originally was. Now, once when they step out, the first thing that they notice is Goku's hidden power level, because he's keeping his power level hidden, but Goku looks a little different. His hair is different, it's more spikier, and he just has one strand of hair sticking out. Vegeta would take notice of this and ask him, what did you do in there? And Goku states that, well, I unlocked the ascended version of the Super Saiyan, or just call it Super Saiyan 2. Shocking everybody at this, and Goku then states, but I'm keeping my power hidden because if we don't, Cell might freak out and cause Earth problems. and Vegeta demands to go back in the Hyperdog Time Chamber to continue training, which he would originally, and we know that he wouldn't unlock Super Saiyan 2 or anything. Now, Goku would try and tell Vegeta something about how if you stay in Super Saiyan, you can master it, and it'll be stronger than even your ascended form, which I think Vegeta would maybe take that into consideration, but he's so stubborn and prideful that he might not even listen. Now here comes the fun part. Now they have well over a week plus to relax and enjoy themselves as they spend the time fishing and hanging out until Goku gets home. Chi-Chi wouldn't notice it at first until she sees his hair, and she would begin flipping out. She would yell at Goku, stating that we talked about this, no more delinquent forms. Why is your hair spikier and more sharp looking? Goku then explains that he unlocks Super Saiyan 2 and he can't turn out of it. He doesn't know why, he's stuck in there, making Chi-Chi cry, and she really freaks out on Goku, beating the hell out of him, comically. The fact that Gohan is in Super Saiyan as well, as we don't know how Chi-Chi's even to stay alive with this freak out. As Chi-Chi just gives up, she just gives up and she says, you know what, I just gotta accept it. And her reaction would be kind of similar with Gohan, talking about who gave you permission to dye your hair. It was a massive freak out, and a couple of arm locks later, twisting his wrist and everything and beating up Goku a little bit, she kind of got over it for now, and Goku promises that, you know, Gohan will turn back and he'll figure something out about his forms after they defeat Cell. He promises. And so she gives up on it for now. As next, for the next week, it was them peaceful. Krillin throwing rocks at Goku's forehead, if y'all remember that, and them doing fishing and hanging out, enjoying peace, as there's something called overtraining. And I feel like Goku wants to enjoy as much time with Gohan as he can, as he never knows. Now by this point, once when the days are up, Goku got dressed and got ready, as all the Z fighters would then meet up at the Cell games. Now Hercule was already out there, as he did his whole little heroic thing. We know how that went. As Hercule spared Cell, as we all know he could beat Cell easily within a single finger if he wanted to, but he had to spice it up for the camera, so he got slapped and he pretended that he was hurt. Now, with Hercule stepping out, letting the Z fighters have their time to shine, and ironically the camera somehow broke. We don't know why. It's just a disturbance. Must be a fluke in magic. This is when Goku would actually tell Gohan to step up and fight Cell first, as Goku wants to see what Cell can do. Now Cell does notice that Goku looks strange. He can sense that he's hiding a lot of his power, and his Super Saiyan form looks very different, but Cell doesn't pay no mind to it. He would then fight Gohan first, and we all know how this goes. Now Gohan would actually do very well against Cell, being multiple times stronger. He would actually force Cell to have to use his full power. Now Gohan would lose to Cell and be knocked out of the ring, as by this point Gohan doesn't really want to fight no more, as he's pretty much pushed Cell to his full power. Now Android 16 would not blow himself up just yet because he doesn't see the need to. So Goku would then tell Gohan he did a fantastic job and he pushed Cell to use his full strength. Now Cell's a little worried because that little brat pushed him to using his full strength, and he could feel that Goku was far stronger than even Gohan is. This is when Goku would then begin powering up in front of Cell, similar to how he did originally in Master Super Saiyan. Now this is when Goku would then finally charge up his electricity and his aura, and his power level would be massive. How strong is this version of Goku? Well, this factor here is that Goku is around the same levels of Gohan when he was Super Saiyan 2, albeit a little bit stronger, as I think since he's training in Super Saiyan 2 longer as well. Now, this is absurdly busted. So, Goku would easily overpower Cell. It wasn't even a competition, giving him the Gohan treatment. Goku's not going to spare Cell as he knows that Cell's getting desperate. Now, with one final punch to his stomach, Cell would then spit out Android 18. Now, this would then revert him back to semi-perfect Cell. Now, by this point, as you guys remember, Cell kind of freaked out and he blew himself up. But this time around, I think there will be some differences. This is when I believe that Cell would not have enough time to blow himself up, as even before he could, Goku would destroy him by shooting a Kamehameha, killing Cell, completely obliterate him. So Krillin still has the wife and Cell's defeated. So now that Cell was completely obliterated, leaving no trace behind, Goku and them would finally enjoy peace. Now Goku would continue his life doing his thing for the next 7 years, training and actually being a farmer for Chi-Chi, so that's some kind of job. Now, Vegeta can fight Goku whenever he wants, so Vegeta does not have his midlife crisis with fighting Goku. As we all remember, Vegeta was freaking out because Goku surpassed him and Gohan surpassed him as well, and not to mention Kakarot's just died. He just disappeared with Cell and never came back. He died like that. So Vegeta could never really challenge him again and reclaim his pride. But now that Goku's alive, Vegeta can fight him whenever he wants. So I think that after the Cell games, once everybody was back to normal, that Vegeta would now fight Goku. Now the two would then meet on the Rocky Wasteland, and Vegeta would then go into his ascended Super Saiyan form, Goku stuck in Super Saiyan 2. Now, Vegeta has absolutely no chance of beating Goku, but Vegeta just has to try. He's having a little midlife crisis, to be honest. He would then hit Kakarot with everything that he has, Final Flash, and Goku would deflect it and everything. And Vegeta would almost break down, as no matter what he does, he just can't beat Goku. Every time he's a step ahead. And then I think this is a good connection for the both of them, because Goku would then give a speech to Vegeta, basically reassuring him that you will get Super Saiyan 2 one day and you'll become maybe even stronger than I will, Vegeta. There's nothing wrong with that. You have a whole family and you have everything to look forward to. And I think this will really hit Vegeta with how annoying number one Goku is. But not to mention too how Goku basically helped him. So this would kind of, I think over the next years of fighting Goku and everything else, Vegeta would really mature mentally, and I think it would really kind of open his eyes, so he won't be as easily broken as he was during the Buu saga at all. I think he'll be stronger than ever. Now, of course, cutting forward, within 7 years of peace, what about Gohan? Well, we know that since Goku was not around, Gohan was basically smothered by motherly love and given book stuff all day, so he got really rusty. Now, since Goku's around, I think that's going to change. I think that Gohan will balance his life out. I still think that Chi-Chi will still force him to do studying, but I think that Goku would also balance that out by taking Gohan out to go do some sort of fishing and go train, go do stuff, even help him, quote unquote, on the farm. And while Gohan is on the farm, maybe him and his dad will have a little one-on-one, and they'll continue fighting each other. Now, this does also change up the story as well, because Android 16 does live, so Gohan would become close friends with him. Now, Android 16 has nowhere else to go, so Bulma would actually take him to Capsule Corp, where Bulma would actually reprogram him, and he would also remove the bomb that is in his chest as well, and even give him some upgrades. Basically changing out his Red Ribbon Army for a Capsule Corp logo, and changing his armor style a little bit, making it a bit more advanced for him. So now he's almost like a bodyguard for Capsule Corp, and he'll keep the place safe if he ever needs to. And in return, Android 16, he has Bulma's enclosure, which has a lot of animals and beautiful nature. And of course, he can go wherever he wants. And Android 16 is very happy. For once now, he actually has a purpose other than just being a mindless android. Now, during the next 7 years, Goten would still be born, and Goten would be absolutely busted. Goten is not like his father, as realistically, he really is his father. That was a joke. He is exactly like his father, Goku. It's ridiculous. As Chi-Chi even gave up trying to bookworm him, she would still teach him the basic studying, and Gohan would help him, but Goten is actually the one who trains with Goku the most. And Goten's potential is absolutely busted if you think about it. He only trained with Chi-Chi a couple of times, and he unlocked Super Saiyan, and he was able to keep up with Trunks, who they're as strong as Frieza by this point, by training with Chi-Chi, and he was only 7. And he was able to keep up with Trunks, who, mind you, was using the gravity machine with Vegeta. So Goten has the most potential out of almost everybody currently, not Broly. Now, Goten, in terms of power level, when he's in Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan 2, he's a little too young, but in Super Saiyan, I definitely think that Goten is definitely pushing, I would definitely say, near semi-perfect cell levels of power, maybe like Ascended Super Saiyan Vegeta level, which is very high, which makes him tens of times stronger. Now, as for Gohan, Gohan as a Super Saiyan, he does not have Super Saiyan 2, or does he? We'll see. Gohan, in his current Super Saiyan form, is already pushing the same strength that he had when he fought Cell, which is very impressive. Goku, by this point, while true, he did not train in the other world, so there's no Super Saiyan 3, but Bulma did make him a portable gravity machine. And so Goku is similar to the spaceship that he had. Goku can train there and continue growing stronger, and Chi-Chi wouldn't really complain too much, since Goku's not leaving all the time. Now, this, of course, would then in turn make Goku a lot stronger using gravity. Now, Goku here, I think his power level would be kind of similar, maybe a little bit higher. Goku, I think, will be a couple times stronger than he was when he fought Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2 against Majin Vegeta. This would make him near Fat Buu levels of power, which is absurd for Super Saiyan 2. Now, with Vegeta having Goku around, and his motivation has kind of changed, he's training more smart too, since he trains with Goku sometimes, Vegeta has gotten a decently stronger too. He's a bit under Fat Buu, a little bit under Goku, but not by a huge margin. He could definitely give Goku an insane fight. Now, once when they all arrive for the World Martial Arts Tournament, which would all go the same, they would then meet the Supreme Kai, and Videl would still be attacked by Spopovich, who would easily defeat her and torture her almost. This would then make Gohan turn Super Saiyan, and then, for one of the few times, he would then turn Super Saiyan 2. This power was already far surpassing Majin Buu. Or was it? His power level was pretty much keeping up with his father, and it was even stronger than Fat Buu. Now, this power was insane, as they would then still take Gohan's energy, as his power was even overflowing the canister that they had to fill up with Ki, which is more than enough to revive Buu. Now, they would then take it all back and then bring it back to Babidi. As the Z-Fighters would then follow, Dabura was then dispatched out to go handle the other Z-Fighters. Gohan would fight him, and this is when I think he would spit on Piccolo, and Piccolo, it would hit his arm. Piccolo would then rip off his own arm. As you guys remember, Namekians can do this and regenerate. So now Gohan knows about the spit, he'll be careful. Now, with that happening, Gohan would fight Dabura and absolutely annihilate him. He has no chance, and he will kill Dabura. Goku and Vegeta would have gone down in Babidi's spaceship, as Babidi is taking his time to dump all the energy into Majin Buu for plot services, as it's so much that it will take a long time to fill Majin Buu's canister up. It's not instant, right? It's almost like a computer downloading a file. We all know how internet is. Goku and Vegeta would have easily dispatched Pui Pui and Yakon. They would have had no chance against him, and Dabura was already killed. But that was more than enough time that Babidi needed, just a minute or two, to refuel Majin Buu's canister up. Majin Buu was ready to go. Majin Buu would then come out as Fat Buu, and he would then dance over to Goku and the others. Now, Babidi would then trick him to tell him to attack them, which Majin Buu does. Now, Goku would then burst into Super Saiyan 2 and battle Majin Buu up in the air. As would Babidi take over Vegeta's mind? No, because he didn't need the energy and he was not desperate. And even if Babidi did, in reality, it wouldn't really change much, because Vegeta would never be allowed himself to be taken over. That wouldn't happen. Why? Because Goku's alive, so there would be no point in him being taken over. He can fight Goku anytime he wants. And he has kind of accepted that Goku is better than him, with the same speech that he had before. So realistically, Vegeta would never be taken over by Babidi's magic. Even if Babidi tried, it would be like the What If in Sparking Zero, to where he would overpower it and defeat it, not allowing himself to be taken over. And even if he had Majin, I don't think he'll be able to beat Goku either way. Goku will still be a little stronger than him. Now back to with Goku and Majin Buu, the two would continue trading blows back and forth, as Goku was shocked with how strong Majin Buu actually was. And he was regenerating every single attack. And this regen was insane. Now, of course, with Majin Buu being a very unique creature, Majin Buu would then try the Candy Beam on Goku, but Goku would dodge it just in time. Now, he doesn't know what this does, but he didn't want to be hit by it. Now, this is when Goku would then, I think, persuade and convince Majin Buu to do good. So Majin Buu would then turn on Babidi and then kill him. So now that Babidi was taken out of the picture, Buu would then go do his good deeds. Now, Hercule, would he know about it? I think they would then hear about there's a pink monster going around, and Hercule would then go find Majin Buu. Now, he would still bring B, and he'd become best friends with Buu, who built his own house. Now, after this was done, Hercule would then become best friends with Majin Buu, and this was when Hercule was sadly shot, same with the dog B. This would then make Majin Buu snap, as Goku can sense a power difference happening. Evil Buu was born. This is when Evil Buu would then overpower the good Buu, and he would then eat him, turning him into candy. This is when he would then transform into Super Buu. Goku can sense the massive power increase, as it was absolutely insane. Now, by this point, Goku would then go battle Super Buu. Now, Super Buu remembers Goku and he wants a rematch, and unfortunately, Goku would be absolutely outclassed, as it would kind of be the same treatment that Gohan had against Fat Buu. And this is when Majin Buu, or Super Buu, nearly kills Goku by firing a massive attack of ki, hitting Goku, and Goku would then seemingly look like he died, shocking everybody else. As now, this is when the Supreme Kai would save Goku, taking him to the other world. Now this point was done, they would then have Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan, as they can't beat Super Buu on their own. It's too powerful. And what else are they going to do? I mean, there's no fusion dance, but they have an idea. Maybe if Gohan and Vegeta go into the Room of Spirit and Time for at least a couple of hours or a day, then maybe they can become strong enough when they come out to fight him together. That's a pretty good option. As Vegeta's not going to really accept this, well, he does over time. As they would then convince Super Buu, who is at Kami's lookout, and Piccolo does everything he can to distract Buu, give him candy, to trick him to attacking the whole planet, and telling them that this incredible fighter, he will appear within the next 24 hours. This will make Buu freak out as he doesn't want to wait, but he continues as he will begin drinking and eating and watching a magazine, doing his normal thing, as he would start turning everybody else into candy and eating them. Now with Goku, Goku is back on the Supreme Kai's world, and Goku would actually begin his training. Now the Supreme Kai's with Goku and Super Saiyan 2, who would be able to pull out the Z Sword, he would begin using it. Now Goku is not much of a sword user. He has used his power pull before a long time ago, but he quickly adapts to it, and he was able to move the sword around with pretty much ease. And they were shocked to see this, but they can sense his high power. Now they gave him his Kai clothing, which feels a little tight, doesn't really fit very well, but whatever. And they would then mess around with it, as this is when I think we would then have Goku use the Z Sword on Ketchin, which is the most powerful metal in the universe, the strongest. Goku would of course break the Z Sword, thus freeing out Elder Kai. Elder Kai would see Goku's power and was amazed. He would then unlock his potential. So Goku is the one getting potential unleashed in this what if. And potential unleashed is classed as a form, so Goku would actually look normal again, so at least I can use normal pictures for now. Now of course they would begin doing the ritual, as the 24 hours have then passed. As Gohan and Vegeta would then step out, they would then team up. If they can fight in unison, they can distract Buu for the time being. Now Piccolo distracted him as much as he could, as Buu's finally ready. Now this is when I think a pretty funny scene would happen, as Buu would not wait that long, as I think by the next couple of hours that are left, he would then want to go in there. So Piccolo would then step in, and they were ready for him. They would then battle inside the hyperbolic time chamber, and even though both Vegeta and Gohan are way stronger, and when they actually team up, they're pretty equal to Super Buu in their current state, Super Buu would be bored, and Piccolo would then blow up the door, trapping all of them in there, making everybody freak out, and Super Buu would then scream, opening up a dimensional rift. Now this is when Piccolo, Vegeta, and Gohan, they would then all team up and then scream into the dimensional void, ripping it open. As how is this possible? Well, within that hyperbolic time chamber for over a year, they unlocked a new power, pushing Super Saiyan 2 further beyond. As now, once when they step out, this is when Gohan and Vegeta were both in Super Saiyan 3, giving them a form that I think we all wanted here. Now, what about Goten and Trunks? Well, since there is no fusion dance, Goten and Trunks are pretty irrelevant. Goten has no chance. Even if he had like a Super Saiyan 4, he'd probably be able to beat Super Buu. But either way, he would kind of be in the background, and I think he would have been turned into candy as well by Piccolo, or he would have been kept hidden under Korn's tower. But either way, Gohan and Vegeta would then tag team. As their power together, they're equal to Super Buu, so they would then battle him as Goku was finally finishing the ritual and he was ready. As Gohan and Vegeta has lost Super Saiyan 3 power, they would then fall out of the form. Goku would then arrive. Now, once when Goku did turn into his ultimate form, or Mystic, he's stuck in that now and he can't get out of it. As the Elder Kai notices this change, he says, that's weird, but not my problem. And this is when Goku would then arrive and he would then fight Super Buu. Now, how strong is this version of Mystic Goku with his potential unlocked? This version of Goku, in my opinion, is easily stronger than Buuhan, nearing the levels of Vegeta. And the fact is that he's stuck in the form. So Goku would have his normal G, but they would then realize, looking at Goku, that he looks different. Wait, he looks normal. Goku's hair is his normal self, normal base hair, normal eyes. He's normal again, which they're worried. Does that mean that he lost the forms or something? And Goku says, no, I unlocked something even better. And then this is when Goku then showcased the white electricity and the aura. He was in Mystic, having his potential fully unleashed. He would then battle Super Buu and easily overpower him with absolute ease. Now, Goku, I think this is when Super Buu knew that he had no chance. He sensed him coming. He would then trick Goku while Goku was fighting him, since Goku never seen the absorption ability yet at all. He would then trick Goku by absorbing him. Now, what are they going to do? As Super Buu began laughing, he realizes, though, that, wait, he doesn't feel any of the power yet. What happened? Goku was inside of Super Buu's body, and he was able to use his ki to defend himself like how Vegeta did. He would then travel around Buu's body, very similar to what he did with Vegeta, and he would then find the different cocoons, aka just seeing Majin Buu. He would then see Majin Buu, and he would then free him. While Super Buu would try to stop him, Super Buu would begin freaking out and bulking up in size, as Goku would be able to escape with Majin Buu freeing him. This is when Kid Buu would then appear. Now, once when Kid Buu was fully formed, he would then charge up a massive blast to destroy Earth 10 times over, as that's his normal gig. Now, Goku would be able to catch the attack and then kick it away, destroying it, and he would begin battling Kid Buu. Now, once when Goku began battling Kid Buu, this is when I think the biggest change didn't occur. The fact that Goku is so strong, and they are fighting on Earth, but that Goku doesn't really need to worry about it. He's too strong. He would easily overpower Kid Buu with absolute ease, and he knows not to waste any time. After firing a massive Kamehameha, he would completely obliterate Kid Buu, leaving no trace of him left. Now that Majin Buu was technically destroyed, Good Buu, or Fat Buu, was saved by Goku because he tells everybody that he's peaceful. And Goku never needs to use the large spirit bomb, nor would Goku need to basically have Hercule save the day once again. But they would then use the Dragon Balls to wish everybody back to life, and everything was good to go. And it would basically reverse the effects that Majin Buu did. Now that everybody was brought back and everything was all good to go, peace was finally restored to the universe. As far off into space, a certain purple cat would begin twitching his ear as he begins to stir in his sleep. He was soon about to wake up, as he was having a dream about a prophecy fighting a Super Saiyan god, a being that can give him a true fight. And that is it for this. What if you guys? Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about the nearly 40-minute video, which absolutely is insane. I haven't done one of those in a long time. But thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's hit to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.